Okay, this video is on reducing fractions. I do want to point out that we also use the term simplifying fractions. Simplifying as well. So I'm going to teach you a few different rules today that should help you make those fractions get in lowest terms. Our first rule is the half rule. It says, look at the numerator, that's the top. Can it double to make the denominator the bottom? If it does, then it's equal to half. So here we have a few, and I'm just going to go over them in my marker. 2/4. Look at the numerator, 2. Can I double it to make the denominator? 2 plus 2 is 4. Yes, it will equal 1/2. 5. 5 plus 5 equals 10. That equals 1/2. We called these our doubles rules back when we were learning to add. Here's one that's a little bit more complicated. 100 over 200. 100 plus 100 is 200. Therefore, it is 1/2. Okay, the next rule is the ones rule. If there is a 1 on top, then stop. You can't reduce it anymore. Right here. If there's a 1, you can't make it any smaller. If there's a 1 on top, then stop. Can't do anything else to it. The 0 rule. If the numerator and, this is the big part, and both end in 0, then you can cross them out. Remember, what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. And here is an example. I have 20 and 30. They both, the numerator and denominator, end in 0, so I can cross those out. The reason why this rule works is I am dividing by 10. Technically, I am dividing those both by 10. Here's a bigger number. They both end in 0, so I can take them off, which is the same thing as me dividing by 10. And I'm left with that. Next rule is the 5s rule. If the numerator and denominator both end in a 0 or 5, then you can divide by 5. Okay. Here is an example. The numerator ends in a 5 and the denominator ends in 0. That means they're both multiples of 5, which means I can divide them both by 5. And when I do that, that's what I get. That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to, that might not get you to the lowest terms, but it's going to help you get there. All right. The multiplication method I'm going to show you last because I do not have a multiplication chart next to me. I do want to show you the factors way, which is probably needs to start being your go-to way. What you do is you find the factors of the numerator and denominator, cross out the numbers that are the same on the top and bottom. Remember, what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. This is a lot like the cross-canceling if you watch my cross-canceling video. Oh my goodness, my husband is up there laughing. He must be having a good time at work. All right. Give me a second. I'm going to shut the door. Okay. I have now closed every possible door. Okay. So this is when you are thinking of your factors. So I have 21 and 28. 21 here and 28 here. Move it over so you can see. And I'm looking for my GCF. We always want the greatest. Okay, they have 1 in common. They have a 7 in common. So I'm going to use 7. Keep this nearby. For 28, I'm going to put 4 times 7. And for 21, I'm going to put 3 times 7. It doesn't matter. I said 3 times 7. It's the same thing as 7 times 3. I do find that sometimes if you write that GCF first, that's the GCF, that it makes it in my brain a little easier for some reason. I don't know why. That's just me. So I found the GCF. I can cross those out. And what I'm left with is 3/4. That is your go-to. If you use the correct GCF, you will not have to do any more. Just a few other ones. It might not get you very far, but if you are stuck and both the numerator and the denominator are even, you can divide them both by 2. But I'm going to tell you, that doesn't mean it's in simplest form or lowest terms, whatever you call it. Still, both even. Got to divide by 2. Okay, you get 2, 6. Still, both even. Got to divide by 2. If I were to use the GCF way, I would have gone to my 8 and my 24. Let's see here, if you can make sure you see it. And I find my GCF. 1, 2, they both have a 4, 8. I would divide them both by 8. So if I'm doing it the GCF way, I'll go back up here so you can see it the GCF way. I knew my GCF of those was 8. So, oops, I'll just write 8. 8 times what is 8? 8 times 1. 8 times what is 24? 3. Cross out my 8s. What am I left with? 1/3. Way faster. And just remember, whenever your top and your bottom is the same, it is equivalent to 1 whole. And that's it for now. I might come back and do the multiplication chart method, but I really want everybody to start using their factors, which will really be the best way for you to go about this. If you need more help, message me or your teacher.